Amber, you talked about revenge the other day. It's got to be nice to come back and beat every team in the league, you know, finishing that up tonight. How's that feel?
Definitely, it feels good. Coming into the game, we knew they were going to be a tough team. We had a little bit of trouble with them out there, but it seems like we just have a little more pep in our step at the Dome, I guess. So, I don't know, it worked out for us tonight. But.
Annie, you know, I wouldn't say you guys were on fire, but you guys got to feel like you executed pretty well and had a pretty good shooting night.
Yeah, I mean, when they went to that zone or whatever, we knew we'd have open looks and needed to knock some down. And yeah, like you said, I mean, it wasn't exactly a phenomenal shooting night, but we knocked down some three-pointers, and I think that maybe opened it up a little bit more.
Annie, at the end of the first half, the last 3-10, you had 8 points in a run where you had a couple of threes, including that one just before the halftime. What got you going there? You just caught fire.
Well, I mean, they're in that zone. They're leaving the corners open, and Hegge and Lex drew them to the middle, and I was just open in the corner. So, it's a play I got to make for my team.
How big a win was this? I mean, you guys started out 2-5 in the league. You're now 12-6, clinched 3rd place. How big? Can you speak to that, both of you? The importance of winning?
It's a big win. They're all big wins for us now, though. I mean, we're getting towards the end of the season. Every game is our Super Bowl. I mean, we don't get to play in the conference tournament. We know that, so every game is super important. So that's kind of the motto we take. Each game's really important. So.
You have any thoughts, Anne?
Yeah, I mean, just like Hegge said, we take it one game at a time, and I think when we finish, when we look back, it'll be a good thing to look at, that little streak that we had. But right now, we're just focusing one game at a time, and every game's our Super Bowl. So look into Thursday now.
And I know you really, you know, you're not going to relax, but I mean, just now the conference season's over and just looking back on it, I mean, this is something, it's a great story. Something you expect to do at the beginning of the year, to be able to do. Finish 3rd and reel off the spinning wins. And
well, I mean, it was really fun to get a chance to play in the Summit League. I mean, that was something that we looked forward to doing our senior year, so it was a cool experience. And but I mean, SIU is a really good team that we play on Thursday, so we're focusing on them now.
Okay, tonight they're a really tough defensive team. I think Amber mentioned that you knew that they were going to be tough. In the first half, it looked like they were getting pretty physical. How'd you guys deal with that? I mean, you play great defense, and it was again showed up tonight. Held another opponent 20 points in the first half. Can you speak to how you approached tonight's game?
Yeah, like you said, they were a little bit physical with us, but I think in the first half there, we kind of just picked apart their zone a little bit. Once we got it to the middle of the floor, it seemed like we were getting pretty good shots, or we just get them yo-yoed up top. So I think once we started knocking down some shots, they went back to man for a while, and I think that's where we feel a little bit more comfortable. So I don't know, we just try to knock down shots when they come out in that zone, and that's what we did offensively. So
our kids competed well tonight. You know, IPFW is a team that kind of gives us some fits. You know, Rosado's a really good player. I thought we defended her extremely well. Just a good quality win to give us 3rd place in the Summit League outright, and that was definitely a goal of ours going into this weekend. We wanted to make sure that we didn't share 3rd place with anybody, and I thought our kids responded really well tonight.
Questions?
You've really played gritty, aggressive defense all year long, along probably with a little bit of Amber Hegge. Those are 2 pretty big keys for you all year. But talk about your defense a little bit, Ryan.
I mean, well, that's a team approach for sure. We've got kids that really are locked in every single possession. You know, I think we've got some pretty good dynamic defenders in Jody with her length. It allows us to maybe pressure on the perimeter a little bit. She does change the game in the lane a lot. And then we've got good length with Amber, and we've got, you know, real tough on-ball pressure kid with Lex. You know, Roche doesn't ever miss an assignment, and Tempest can really contain penetration. So we've got some kids out there that can really lock down and guard. But we take a lot of pride in defending. I mean, that's kind of where we hang our hat. And sometimes maybe that's why it's a struggle to score, is because we do exert a ton of energy and concentration on that end of the floor. But this team has brought it defensively every single night. And even the nights we've struggled offensively, we've still put ourselves in a position to win games because, you know, people usually don't score the ball that well on us.
When you talk about the grit, you see somebody like Alexis Yako gets knocked down, bloody nose, she's back in within a minute or something? I mean, doesn't that just typify the kind of team you are?
Yeah, we've got tough-minded kids, and you know, Lex is probably our leader in that toughness category. And,
you know, probably, I wouldn't say you lit it up, but you got to feel like this was a good shooting night, good execution.
well,
night.
yeah, I think everybody could kind of sense, and we could sense in our locker room that we got a little juice going tonight. You know, the ball went in the basket. You know, we had some bounce in our step offensively. We made some nice offensive plays. You know, we had 8 assists, I think, in that first half, and the ball was moving, and it just had nice flow offensively. It wasn't as big a struggle as it has been, and so I think we're, you know, maybe we're through that that little phase where we struggled a little bit offensively. But I thought, you know, everybody was, you know, locked in at least offensively tonight.
Yeah, I thought.
Coach, it's kind of crazy how you've you know, you go into the season and you can't get into the Summit League tournament. How have you kept your team focused on this long run?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just playing for a conference title, although that was kind of out the window. You know, not, you know, what, 2-3 weeks ago or what have you, but just to kind of establish ourselves in the league, and I think that provided some incentive there. But we've always been trying to play in the postseason, whether it be the WI or the WNIT. That's been our goal. That's been our mission. You know, every game's our Super Bowl because we don't have a conference tournament to shoot for. I would really like this group to be able to play in a conference tournament. You look at you know, I think you've got good senior leadership. We guard well. We've got I think, a really, really good player in Amber Hegge, that we could do some things. You could make a run in a tournament with good senior leadership. So that's unfortunate, but we are surely striving for, you know, a postseason bid, and that's been you know, a big part of our motivation. And I credit our kids with the maturity. It's sometimes it's hard to not have a conference tournament, and you just don't know how kids are going to respond. But that locker room has had great leadership all year from a number of kids, and I'm proud of that.